Hi everyone, it's Gina here, and in this lesson I'm going to walk you through setting up your newsletter series. I'm going to cover taking the newsletters from your Jetpack and adding them to either Fluttermail or Aweber, but you can use whatever autoresponder service that you have if you already have one, and making sure that they have your affiliate links set up right so that your commissions are going to work. So the first thing you're going to do is just scroll down in Jetpack and find whichever niche you're doing this for. I'm going to show you dog training, and then you're going to head to newsletters. Download all newsletters under self-hosting, and once you've opened this folder you'll find inside an entire year's worth of newsletters which are all set up and ready to go. So looking at the first newsletter, the thing that you'll notice is that there are 2 affiliate links in here. Now, because of the redirects that you made via the previous video, all you're going to have to do here is change where it says yoursite.com to whatever your website is. For example, dogtips.com, and you'll want to do that for both of them, remembering that if you have a .org or a .net or anything like that, then you'll be wanting to change the .com as well as the domain itself. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can save, and you'll want to do that for all of the newsletters that you see here. Now, one faster way that you can do that, or an alternative way of doing that, is to use a tool like the Text Finder X tool, which you can see here, which will go through all of your newsletters and replace that specific text if you want it to, but you just have to check that it's worked correctly and that the links have been changed, because if they haven't, then it means that they won't work for getting you your commissions. So the other way that you can do it is just, you will be entering each of your newsletters into your autoresponder service. So when you're adding those in, the other way to do it is just to change the links then. So once you've changed the links within your newsletters, you're going to have to decide which autoresponder service you want to use. So if you already have one, of course, you can use your own one, but I'm going to show you 2 examples for if you don't have one: Fluttermail and Aweber. So starting with Fluttermail, you're going to have to create an account if you don't have one already. But once you're logged in, the first thing you're going to want to do is create a list for this series. So just go into lists and click add new list, and this one might be dog tips newsletter. Create a list, and easy as that. Then you're going to go to campaigns. When you get here, you're going to want to click create new campaign. Then the first thing you'll want to do is name your campaign. So this one might be dog tips newsletter, and then select autoresponder campaign, and then click next. When it comes to selecting list, you want to go dog tips newsletter, next, or whatever your newsletter, the list that you just created, add it to that. And then I'm just going to click the blank one because it's the most straightforward and it's the most effective for this, so that makes it easy. And then when you come to the design element, you're going to enter your from name, so it might be Gina dog tips, and then info at dogtips.com, and then a reply to your email that you actually use so that people can get in touch with you, and then you're going to paste your message into here. So this is the first email. You're going to take that subject line, because you don't want it to sit in the email itself, and copy it and put it up there. So the %sign first name is basically just going to automatically populate that with the first name of whoever is receiving the message, and the same at the beginning of your message there, so that makes it a lot more personalized to your readers. And then you'll see your links here. Now if you haven't already changed these, you'll want to change that in here for both of them. And then that's all entered, and again signature is just going to populate it with whatever you have at the top. So you can save regularly. Fluttermail tends to autosave, but it's a good idea to always make sure your things are saved, and then click next, and then you'll be taken to a summary and options of your newsletter. So it'll tell you what list it's going out to, and then it will tell you the title of the message. It will tell you a whole bunch of things that you can click through there. And then here is where you'll decide whether it goes out immediately or after a specific time frame. Now with my first one, which I've just entered in now, I'm going to want to do immediately, but for the next ones you're going to click after a specific time frame, and to get an indication of when that time frame will be, you're going to open the folder, and you'll see in the title of the message which day you're going to put in here. For example, if I was putting in dog training video lessons into the email autoresponder service, then I would take day 16 and I would have this to go out 16 days after the subscriber has subscribed. It's a really good idea to send yourself a test email just to check that your links are working and that everything is set up correctly, and then simply click finish and you've got your first one in. So you're going to want to repeat that for each and every newsletter, adding each one as a campaign and checking the affiliate links as you go to have that full series ready for anybody who signs up. The next autoresponder that I'm going to share with you is Aweber, and again, if you don't have an account already, you will need to create one, and then we're going to go down to the bottom and click on create a new list. So this is a very similar process to Fluttermail. Okay, so you're going to want to enter your company name, which could be dogtips.com, and then your website name, which could be www.dogtips.com, just something easy like that. And then you're going to want to enter your address. I'm just going to leave that as it is right now, but that's important for making sure that you don't get marked as spam. And then you're going to want to add a sender name and an email address to go out with your emails. So I might put Gina dog training, dog tips, and then sender email info@dogtips.com. Next, what would you like to name your list? So again, this could just be Dog Tips Newsletter. Briefly describe the list, so it might be like weekly educational dog training advice. Next step. So this is the very first email subscribers will receive from you, so it asks for their permission to receive emails from you. So this message is quite important. It's going to decide whether or not people are going to sign up and continue with your newsletter series, which you very much want them to do. So they'll have confirm your subscription there, and you'll want to change this. At the very least, you will want to put in hi and then a personalization, just to make it seem a little bit less like you're just a random anonymous internet presence. The fix will just make sure it capitalizes the first letter of the first name. And then just that message asking them to confirm that they want to receive these messages from you. And then you go approve message and create list. And there you have it right there. So then what you're going to want to do is go to messages and create your first follow-up. So it's quite straightforward. Insert your subject here. So once again, we're going to go back to the newsletters and we're going to take that subject line there. Although you want to be careful with this part because it will be different symbols. Than what you're used to with Fluttermail. And again in here you want to go hi and then personalize first name. And then you're going to add the rest of your message. And once again you are going to just check that that's his signature, and you're just going to want to check these as well for to make sure that your affiliate link is correctly set up. So there, it's all ready to go. If you go save and then next, then it will have settings and save and exit. The thing about Aweber is that it will automatically send out your first email. So it says send immediately. So from that email on, the only thing that you're going to do differently is when you're entering the message itself, for example the next one, and you take that information there and put it in. As on top of changing these once again to be whatever you need them to be, and checking those affiliate links that those have changed. I won't do it now, but you know how it's done. And then you go next. You'll be taken to this settings area, which is different from what it was before. And this is where you're going to be able to select how long you want things to take. So email number 2 should be sent, and if we look at the folder, that was the next message, which is day 3, so it should be sent 3 days after previous. And then when you go save and exit, then that is all set up and ready to go. So once again, you're going to want to do that with all of the newsletters. If that sounds like a lot of your time to give up manually adding all of those newsletters, if you're a particularly busy person, then one option is that you can go to a website like Elance or Odesk to find somebody to add the rest for you. So you'll want to search for VA or virtual assistant, or search for Aweber, and just try to find somebody who has experience in manually setting up email autoresponder series. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you next time.